What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Sammy Guevara absolutely destroys Andrade on Twitter, WWE hires a Marvel writer, more White Rabbit Riddles, is a superstar really injured, an AEW star knows his days are coming to an end, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. But now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Sammy Guevara Char broiling Andrade on Twitter. On top of today's news is some apparent backstage drama that's boiled over onto social media. Sammy Guevara isn't holding back with his thoughts about fellow AEW wrestler Andrade. The Spanish god recently took to Twitter after Andrade commented in an interview with Mas Alucha that Guevara complained to him about being too stiff in the ring. This led to Guevara tweeting, "You didn't say shit to me, you liar, but here's some truth, you ungrateful prick. You would be jobless if it wasn't for your dad-in-law. Are you really mad at me, or mad at yourself for failing to get over for a second time? Just go back to WWE. We all know you want to do an F off." Andrade responded with this love note. "Okay, I'm a liar. See you on Wednesday. I'll tell you to your face again, and nothing you say that you do not have any problem." Guevara's fiery response got fans talking, and many agreed that regardless of the issue, Sammy won the social media melee. Well, let's hope this is a work, as the last thing AEW needs is more backstage drama. Sammy spoke about the political problems during an episode of his vlog, saying, "There's just so much drama that goes on in wrestling. It's really exhausting. It's tiring. Seems like every couple of weeks is something I'm minding my own business on vacation, and then, people want to start drama with me. It is what it is. It's the life I signed up for, I suppose. But it's definitely tiring, and maybe I'll need to go on another vacation next week because it's stressful." Is the three-time TNT champion experiencing backstage heat with another wrestler, or is it all a work? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE hires a Marvel writer. Our recent Triple H hire is likely to have fans talking, as the company recently brought in Marvel Comics writer Rob Fee. Fee, whose comic writing credits include Daredevil, Spider-Man, and The Avengers, has also written for The Ellen Show and various Disney shows including Player Select. Fee has also produced television shows such as Will Smith's Fresh Prince Reunion. He's also known for his work in the horror genre, so he sounds like a well-rounded acquisition. The new hire's title is Director of Long-Term Creative. According to Fightful Select, he pitched a Fiend horror movie project before Bray Wyatt's release and has been working on the White Rabbit QR codes. Fee posted the good news on his LinkedIn page saying, "Well, this is the most excited I've ever been to post on LinkedIn. This is my absolute dream job and the entire team is fantastic. If you think it's been wild so far, just wait." And bringing Fee onto Team WWE seems like it's already paying off, especially in light of the White Rabbit storyline's wild success. Next up, more White Rabbit Riddles. Speaking of the WWE's bombastic bunny, Bray Wyatt recently added this tantalizing tagline to his Twitter account: "A villain is just a victim from a different story." With many fans confident that Bray Wyatt will be revealed as the mastermind behind the White Rabbit Riddles, the WWE threw a red herring at the fans on NXT. Ringside News discussed a brief White Rabbit clue that aired on the most recent NXT. WWE dropped the White Rabbit tease during NXT tonight. While the company did not drop a QR code like it usually does, it tested a different formula with a tease. NXT star Joe Gacy dropped the White Rabbit emoji during the Grayson Waller Effect live Instagram session. Now they seem to think that WWE may be trying to deflect the fans' suspicion from Wyatt to Gacy. Now for those not in the know, Joe Gacy's name was mentioned in the QR code tease that popped up on the screen during Raw last night. Fans speculated that it could be WWE's way of getting their attention away from the signs that point to Bray Wyatt making his return at Extreme Rules. At this point, it seems unlikely that many fans will change their mind about who is driving the White Rabbit mystery. Indeed, if the WWE were to switch the Rabbit's identity to Gacy just to fool them, it would be a major blunder. With fans and wrestling pundits theorizing the mystery will be solved at Extreme Rules, fans will have to wait until Saturday's pay-per-view before they get the answers they've been going bonkers over. Next up, main roster star bouncing back to NXT. Add Veer Mahan to the list of main roster superstars who have been moved to NXT. Mahan was seen in a backstage segment on the 4th October episode of Black and Gold brand. As Wrestling News' Paul Davis commented on the segment, Veer appeared after Sanga was shown talking with Nathan Frazier about the final slot in the North American title match that is scheduled for the Halloween Havoc show. The segment ended with Frazier leaving and Mahan and Sanga staring at each other. Davis speculated that Mahan will team up with Sanga and noted that the two have teamed up before. Wrestling News pointed out that Veer's monster push seemed to evaporate once Mr. McMahon left the WWE and Triple H took over. Davis added that it's unknown if the move means Mahan will only wrestle on NXT. What do you guys think of this move though? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Chris Jericho. Fans didn't know who Cody Rhodes was. A controversial words from Chris Jericho as a former AEW champion recently claimed Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks were relatively unknown to US fans when AEW launched in 2019. The Wizard appeared on the AEW Restricted podcast claiming, "Keep in mind, no one really knew Cody at that point. He'd been gone for years. The last time we'd seen him, he was Stardust when he left WWE, and as much buzz as Kenny Omega and Matt Jackson had, they were still most just regional guys. They were worldwide stars, but when it comes to national TV in the States, they didn't have any experience with that." One of AEW's goals was to introduce US fans to talented wrestlers they may not be familiar with, but who could entertain with the best of so-called named talent. This panned out with the emergence of stars such as Darby Allin, MJF, Wardlow, and Sammy Guevara. However, would fans have tuned into AEW without a main event star like Chris Jericho headlining? Well, Jericho said, "If I'm the bridge to get here, check me out and then look at all these other guys that we have. Would the company have happened if I wasn't there? Probably, but I don't think it would have grown as quickly as it did, or maybe gotten off to such a huge start." While Jericho does make a good point, we're not so sure about his take on Cody Rhodes, a wrestler who didn't main event in WWE but was well known to US fans for his famous father and his run in WWE. Next up, an AEW star knows his days are numbered. With wrestlers reportedly requesting their releases from AEW, what should fans make of a top AEW star stating, "I know my days are numbered"? Now, if you're wrestling, great Sting is just an instance of knowing that you can't beat Father Time. The Stinger recently spoke with Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso, recalling the epic moment when rival wrestler The Great Muta helped him and Darby Allin out against the House of Black during an episode of Rampage. That was a moment I had flashbacks when he stepped into the ring. Seeing him face to face, it took me back in time. The man called Sting talked about how Muta and him are closing out an era as they work their last matches. "I know my days are numbered, so I'm trying to make the most out of my time left and give the fans everything I have before this wave comes into shore for good. I'm grateful that Muta was able to be here with me in the US. That's a memory I'm going to hold on to, and it signifies the end of our era. I'm looking forward to having one last grand hurrah with the Great Muta, especially in Japan." The Sting and Muta had some fantastic matches in WCW in 1989 when they clashed over the WCW World Television Championship. And now the two former opponents are scheduled to team up for a 6-man match in Japan. Next up, is a superstar really injured? Or would a wrestling promotion try and fool the fans about an injury? While we don't want to be perceived as maligning the integrity of the WWE, Fightful Select recently commented on Montez Ford's apparent injury, raising the possibility it could be a kayfabe injury. We haven't heard if Montez Ford's injury is legitimate or not, but we can confirm that the walking boot was actually brought in by the prop department on Monday. While Ford accompanied tag team partner Angelo Dawkins during Dawkins' match against the Bloodline Solo Sikoa, he wasn't able to do much of anything to deal with Bloodline members Jay and Jimmy Uso, not to mention honorary Uso Sami Zayn from interfering in the match. And finally, Alicia Fox gets engaged. And last but not least, congratulations to former WWE superstar Alicia Fox on a recent engagement. The 36-year-old Fox, aka Victoria Crawford, ironically debuted on the main roster as a wedding planner. She went on to become the first and only African-American Divas champion after defeating Maryse in a fatal 4-way. She was last seen in a WWE ring in the 2022 Royal Rumble. Many congratulations to Alicia Fox and her fiancé. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.